What do YouTube? Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I uploaded to the channel, but obviously with everything that's been going on, it's hard to kind of keep up.
That nigga Kendrick short, and his shoes little.
As I was saying, it's kind of hard to keep up because, what I'm saying, everybody's dropping, everybody's talking. There's a whole lot
Drake
of...
is a misogynist that exploits his black culture for clout.
Like I was saying, there's a lot of tension in the rap game at this point, and I feel like every day another person is...
And he's still short.
I have been meaning to record for so many days, and every damn time I go to sit down, these niggas drop another diss track saying some other... Shut up. Please. I work full time. Just stop. When Kendrick Lamar dropped Euphoria, it was like an awakening for me because as a longtime hater that I've been myself, it made me realize that I haven't been tapping into my true potential as a hating ass nigga. But at this point in time, it's pretty obvious that there's only one winning side to be on, but I'm gonna let it be known that even the person that you're rooting for is losing. And we're gonna start here.
Shit.
Was that you, Ross?
No. That was Brett.
Rick Ross be rapping and bragging about how big his houses are and all these estates that he owns. But every damn day, this nigga is in another location. Nigga be like in the middle of the rainforest fucking recording BBL Drizzy. Nigga, go home. Mind you, the BBL Drizzy thing is so funny. It's hilarious. But Rick Ross body shaming niggas just wasn't on my 2024 bingo card. And I still don't know if I can get past it. One L that a lot of these rappers are going to have in common is something that I like to call the stupid fan tax. Because a lot of y'all are so stupid. On Rick Ross's diss track, he said, "Got more money than you, what you want me to say?" He wasn't literally saying that he had more money than Drake. He was saying that that's a point of contention that Drake was bringing up. And Rick Ross is replying with, "What you want me to say? We're both millionaires." But like in a lot of instances, in a lot of these songs, it went over people's heads and they're like, "Does Rick Ross really think he has more money than Drake? It can't be." Oh, Ross, that's another L for you just because you underestimated how dumb niggas are. And it's gonna be a common theme. Just wait.
Ooh, yeah, I ride for my niggas. I lie to my bitch. Ooh.
Instead of having all these features riddled all over these albums that are hinting at why they have such a direct issue with Drake, and you harmonizing about how you don't trust the nigga, just if it's over a bitch, just say that.
Hello, Angel. Hello, Angel.
The Weeknd, I still haven't forgiven your acting skills. Watching The Idol was painful. Also, the fact that you mentioned that you were thankful at the fact that you never signed your life away, aka signing to OVO, because it would have ruined the trajectory of your career. And even if that's the case, you still be doing that 666 ooga booga Luciferian stuff within the representations of your art. So even if you didn't sign to the nigga Drake, like don't be thanking God for nothing, bro. Repent.
Why do you think the song Niggas in Paris is called Niggas in Paris? Cause niggas was in Paris.
Shut your old ass up, please. As y'all know, I'm a huge Ye fan. Some of my most popular videos on this channel are of me wearing a shirt that said Kanye was right. But at this point, I'm just tired of the nigga. You're saying all of this stupid stuff. You're dropping this unnecessary ass song, and the only thing that really redeemed it was the beat and the New Future verse. And you got this nigga Justin LaBoy or whoever the hell dick sucking you just to get you by.
We took. I love when you do math.
Math glaze? Math glaze? I love when you do math?
I love when you do math. I love when you do math.
I love when Ye does math.
Shut up, bruh! What the fuck? Who says this type of shit?
Y'all, billionaire doing math on a calculator.
At this point, it feels like, hell, the nigga really just wanted to be involved. And then when you only say one line about Drake, and I can't even think of a Drake line, it doesn't even hit home because you're still dissing the nigga after all these years. when nobody fucking asked.
Just haven't had the energy to compete with enemies or y'all so-called bigger three.
Bro, let it go. Bro, just... It's over. Big Sean, you were talented. You have your cult fan base that's gonna support you. And you've made many improvements within your music over the past however many years. Don't let one of your return songs after a small hiatus be, you know what I'm saying, I'm so off the grid, I ain't even worried about your little big three. Don't even look that way. Just reel it back in and drop you a little EP, maybe another album or something, and just leave them niggas alone. Because I will keep it a buck. If we did a side-by-side comparison of your latest album as well as the latest albums of the other rappers in the big three, I'd say you're clearly more talented and more able to produce quality music than at least one of them. But niggas aren't willing to put you in that conversation. So don't need to bring the conversation up.
Yeah, I had to fight some nigga in the bathroom. No homo. We slipping on semen. Niggas was jerking off in the bathroom, nigga. I got that nigga.
Drop the album. Just drop the album. You've been saying soon since the pandemic. Drop the damn album. I know you're rapping in defense of your wife, which is totally understandable and stuff. But even if you're doing that, and even if you're right in the things that you were saying, which you were, niggas are just gonna say it's cap because you be lying.
Metro Boomin, make it boom.
The diss made against Metro Boomin, shut your whole ass up and make some drums. It's pretty invalid. Because of the fact that that's what he's been doing for 95% of his career. Like, I don't see, why even tell him that? But even though it's pretty invalid that that's a point made against you, there's nothing that you can do about it because the point is funny enough.
Shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga.
Not to mention you over here making all of these tweets and stuff about, oh, you don't want me to let them know why I really have an issue with you, Drake. Nigga, just fucking say it. You ain't gonna say it on a song. But then you go on to make the BBL Drizzy beat, which was a fire beat, by the way. But then you open yourself to Drake commenting under it and be like, damn, you really made a song about my ass? People are gonna laugh at you for that, and people are gonna take a point away from you from that. Even though Drake's first cover art to his first diss was about Kendrick Lamar's feet, but that's neither here nor there. Sorry, nigga.
Turning your song to a funeral. To the nuggets that say they want off us, you better be talking about working in cubicles.
I brought up the stupid fan tax earlier, and y'all know J. Cole. Yeah. For one, I said it multiple times on this channel, and I will say it again. 7 Minute Drill wasn't a good song, and it wasn't well delivered. Argue with your mama. 2, you apologizing and bowing out within the beef is very well in your character, and it has been shown in multiple instances of how you've handled other beefs in the past. But your dumbass fans didn't even understand that. I, as well as a lot of other content creators, had to get spammed by your dumbass fans as well. Dick Rider, Dick Rider, Dick Rider. And then you double down on how bad the song was and how you didn't even want to make it by taking the shit down. And to take another point away, you doubled down on the song being ass by taking it down, but you kept it up for an entire week to maximize your first week's sales. What? And I think the worst part of all, even though you bowed out of this respectfully, because ultimately you didn't want to be that involved with all of this to begin with, niggas is just gonna keep mentioning your name in it, like no matter what. And every other diss that Kendrick and Drake have been dropping, and they've been dropping them too damn much, they're mentioning your name. Not to mention the fans memeing your name on Twitter whenever they get the chance. But I'll end out on you on a positive note. I still do respect your decision, and I still am excited for your next album. I hope you're having fun on your bike or whatever you're doing.
Kendrick. Bro, you gotta stop, buddy.
These reaction channels across the platform have been working like anime studio sweatshop levels of overtime. Hell, the big reactor No Life Shaq had to go out of the room and pick his son up because he woke up because he was recording at 7 a.m. Not only can these reactors not sleep, but they have to deal with the most idiotic and disgusting discussions in their comment sections. And in these comment sections, it's a common theme here, and it's something that I've dealt with on my channel, and it's something that I'm gonna bring up to even deeper extents as this video goes on. Niggas either are just too dumb to get a point, or they will just intentionally miss a point to try to get some stupid ass narrative across. And witnessing that is such a headache. But before we get to the main culprits behind all of this, the reason why most people are here, there's a couple other niggas that were beefing, and I kind of want to just dead that conversation now about how I feel about it.
What it is, folks?
Chris Brown, I feel like the majority of people feel like you won as far as, you know, your beef with Quavo goes. But I'm here to say, no, you didn't. For one, I feel like people overhyped your rapping skills as far as how you were rapping on that diss track, The Weakest Link. Just because the fact that you were flowing fast and it was rhyming, I feel like people kind of just got lost in that, especially because of the fact that you're an R&B singer and they kind of just ran with it. I shit on niggas, I'm a defecator, I'm gonna put Amigo in the ventilator. When Dax and Joyner Lucas rap like that, y'all call it corny. Not to mention, you went as far as bringing up Takeoff. And I'm not saying this because, oh, I'm such a big Takeoff fan and it hurt me when he passed, because that is the case. And I'm not saying this because, oh, there needs to be lines drawn in rap beefs with how people address certain things, because I don't think that. The fact that you went this far over a fucking girl is just not acceptable. The fact that you spent multiple years calling this nigga Quavo out to fucking basketball 1v1s, and you went to even admit the fact that you were seething in rage sitting next to this nigga at a fashion show and so upset at the fact that you couldn't punch him in his fucking face, and the only reason that you even have this issue with this nigga is over a bitch. It's just embarrassing. Talking about, oh, I ain't hit you when I saw you because I didn't want to mess the bag up. Your bag's been messed up for years, and we all know why.
Tell me, little bro, what your issue is over a thought. You said it is bigger than that, but no, that it's not.
And Quavo, even though I feel like you did win that beef with Chris, the public perception ultimately isn't going to end up that way. Which sucks. Bro, you can't even be right in this situation because your delivery was kind of lackluster. And when I say lackluster, I mean lackluster in the sense of making disses. As far as just like regular songs and stuff that I'd bump in the whip, I like both of them songs. I still listen to Tender. But I'm gonna bring this point up now because I have to bring it up later. This whole resurrection jutsu, bringing niggas back from the dead just to make a diss track, I'm just not a fan of it. Even as a nigga who's hyped to hear Takeoff on that song, because I did really enjoy that song. No. Now, time and time again, I've had niggas on my channel talking about how much I be riding Kendrick and how much... That's not what the stupid fan tax is here for. I'm just addressing. I hate y'all. Shut the hell up. But there is a large subsection of Kendrick Lamar fans who be doing these Mr. Fantastic reaches of his fucking lyrics. Actually, on Euphoria, when he says shoo 6 times, he's shooing away the 6th god, telling him to scram. You niggas are nerds, and you need to use your brain on your own instead of trying to hop on Genius all the time and let another nigga tell you what another nigga meant. Another small point that I had to bring up within this is Kendrick saying that Drake don't have no classics. We know that's a lie. Y'all know I don't champion Drake the way a lot of other people do, because the quality of his music has just dwindled more and more over the years. But the nigga got classics. Another line that I gotta give Kendrick an L for is when he said, "Hey Drake, they're not slow." Yes, they are. Niggas have undermined bars and misinterpreted shit on both sides to such egregious levels, and then try to argue with niggas with these most baseless, stupid ass... Oh, I hate niggas. And then they'll go on Genius to back up their point, and Genius will be wrong as shit, and it'll be filled with a bunch of typos and a bunch of just idiotic annotations just for the sake of being the first nigga to have these lyrics up so they can get all these clicks and impressions and they can be on fucking Dante's stream and stuff. These niggas just want to be seen.
These niggas talking out of their neck.
Kendrick's main point that he's been making against Drake is the fact that he's doing this for ultimately the greater good of society and stuff. And he thinks that this mistreatment of women and things of that nature are just ultimately wrong, which is totally fair because it's something that I, as well as a lot of other people, agree with. But Kodak Black was on your last album. And even though, yes, you can say Kodak Black was on the album as part of this artistic representation of the things that Kendrick was talking about on said album. But either way, I'm pretty sure that nigga Kodak still got paid to be on your album. So in some way, shape, or form, it's a form of supporting a nigga who be dibble-dabbling, if you're catching my drift. And lastly, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, take that fucking crown of thorns off of your head. I know your point in doing it isn't to portray yourself literally as Jesus and stuff, but you know what's blasphemous and isn't. So cut that shit out, nigga.
Need for the stream right here. This is my alter ego. I need the Max win.
I got to give Drake fans the biggest dumb nigga tax out of them all. I honestly have a lot that I have to say, particularly about Drake, because I've had a lot brewing up and videos that I haven't even dropped yet about Drake. You crashed out on Joe Budden when Joe Budden told you, hey, stop sleeping with these girls in these 20s. It's obviously stressing you out. Then you made that big ass IG caption dissing Joe Budden just for all the dogs to be filled with you having problems because you sleep with all these 20-year-old girls. Why rap about it then? One of the main points that's made against Drake, not only by Kendrick, by the fucking culture, is the fact that the nigga doesn't act his age. And he continues to not act his age by posting all these weak-ass IG captions, all these dumb-ass memes, and still doing all this hedonistic, childish shit throughout his life, as well as portraying it in his fucking music. We're getting old. You're already old. Let it go. And you niggas can't even say that I'm wrong, because the nigga is mentioned, even in the diss tracks, his nail polish and leaked videos of his dick and how big it is and how that's supposed to mean something. And once again, like I said for Quavo, this whole resurrection jutsu, bringing niggas back from the dead in order to make a diss track, I find it lame, because as the same point that I made earlier about Chris Brown, if a nigga like Dax or Joyner Lucas was doing it, y'all would call it corny as hell. And I feel like so many of the dumbass things that Drake says and does gets directly reflected within his fan base. For one, all of these allegations and stuff that you have with young girls kind of gets reflected in your biggest fan in DJ Academics.
Not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just kind of mean one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will say, listen, I adopted this rule, which I think it was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as a chick got a college ID, she's getting f***ed. I don't care if she's 17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half. I don't care if she just turned 17. She's gonna get this dick.
To you being oblivious as to why you're being deemed white boy, the blackest thing Drake has ever done is say nigga. Period. Drake has never done anything progressive as far as black culture goes. Drake has never fully experienced black American culture outside of the rappers that he hangs with. Drake is a literal embodiment of all the negative things that we have sadly championed over the years within our culture. And the nigga has multiple bars about slaves. Like, slaves! Drake on Family Matters said The Weeknd's music only gets spun in gay clubs, even though on his last album that he said he feels like he's bisexual because this girl is like one of the guys to him. That isn't the only example of Drake making these unauthentic points that just don't even feel like they coincide with this brand that he's built for himself. This nigga Drake is all up in Kendrick's face like, oh, you be beating your wife. You don't care about women the way you say you do. Come here, Whitney. I'll protect you. All that bullshit. Meanwhile, you the same nigga who be having all these bars and jokes about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot. You don't give a fuck about women. Because if you gave a fuck about women, you wouldn't be doing all these subliminals and sneak disses over your past however many fucking albums about all these other bitches that you used to fuck. If you really cared about women, your first point of contingency when you came online defending yourself about all the fucking allegations that Kendrick had dropped on you, your first point wouldn't be about having a daughter. It would be about you not being a predator. And then on this most recent diss that you had dropped last night, you're like, oh, yeah, we fed him all that information. We knew he was gonna bite for it. One, that just sounds like some shit that you got on Twitter, which would make a whole lot of sense because you got your title for this last track on your fucking Reddit thread. Two, I can't be the only person who feels like feeding fake pedophilia as like information as a way to get a nigga is just weird.
Bro, we're gonna catch him. Tell him that I touch kids, and then it's gonna be so funny, just watch.
And even if it is true that you were feeding all this fake information to Kendrick, that could have been what you were saying, and that could have been what you were proving this entire time, instead of fucking, oh, I ain't got no daughter. But instead you dropped Millie Bobby Brown's name again, after you did it on your last album, after nobody told you to do that. And I guess this will be one of the last points that I make, because there's, like, I still have a lot, honestly. If you're gonna use information that you've been granted because Kendrick has literally given it to you, just do it right. You've had all this time as a nigga who said that you've been waiting for years for this to happen. And on top of the fact that Mr. Morale has been out for roughly 2 years at this point, for you to be like, oh, I know why you so caught up in this whole pedophilia thing. It's because you were molested as a kid. You said it on your outro track to your last album. It takes one good listen to that song to realize that Kendrick is talking about the fact that he wasn't molested. He said it 3 times. But for you to then go on even further and joke about a molestation that never even happened and want us to think that you care about victims in any sort of sense, I'm just not buying it. I'm not getting it. Ultimately, I, as well as many other people, really just view Drake as a lame ass nigga you went to school with and you watched a bunch of Andrew Tate podcasts, a bunch of Fresh and Fit podcasts, and everything in between. And that shit actually worked for him. This nigga isn't an icon. He isn't a mogul. He isn't this super talented rapper. He's just Sneeko with a month of vocal lessons. Yeah. But even though I was so long-winded about old Aubrey Graham, I can't say that I'm done there as far as declaring niggas who are losing. Universal Music Group, aka UMG, has had many subsections like Def Jam and, the smaller record labels that we're all so familiar with. So many record labels have been dissolved and assimilated all under UMG to just be UMG at this point. This has not only caused so many people within these record labels and all these execs and stuff to ultimately end up losing their job or ended up becoming glorified A&Rs, it's making it hard for black art to be purchased and put out there the way that it has been over the years. Instead of niggas taking the Taylor Swift route, ironically, because she's outselling all of us, and doing more to advocate for getting more money directly into these artists' pockets, these niggas is lying and shitting on each other on fucking tracks day in and day out. These niggas proclaim to be so passionate about their love and their affiliation to our culture, when obviously they're more passionate about just fucking hating each other. We could be screaming about getting money into our pockets finally, instead of tap dancing for massa like we have been for decades. I guess that isn't the most entertaining thing to talk about, so we'll see what Kendrick drops next, I guess. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. Outro.
2 things I ain't ever seen. A nigga that beat a gun and bitch I need. If I go wrong.